Okay, so a couple of you guys have asked me like my symptoms on my Kik, since I have a Kik now, so you guys could like come for advice, and I just decided to make a video to tell all of you all at once my symptoms. I was pregnant for like 3 or 4 weeks and I still got my period, so I didn't know I was pregnant. And then not until the 2nd month of being pregnant, I think I was 7 or 8 weeks, that I missed my period. And I remember it was a Thursday and I told Joanne that I wasn't feeling good, but he didn't like really think that it was real. He thought I was making it up in my head. And then on the next day, which was Friday, I felt really bad. So I knew like something was up, and I asked him to go get some pregnancy tests for me, with me. And so we went to CVS and we got tests, and I took them, and we found out together that I was pregnant. But when the first day that I felt bad, it wasn't like one thing. It wasn't like being nauseous or just a headache. It was just everything combined. Like my head hurt a little bit, I was feeling a little bit nauseous, I was feeling tired. It was just everything together. And I'm sorry if you hear noise, but it's the Hunger Games. It's on TV and Jerron's watching it. So, and then on Friday, just everything combined was a lot worse. And after like a week or 2 weeks finding out I was pregnant, I started getting really bad cramps. They were the worst. I couldn't even move. And one time I was standing up while I got a cramp, and I just like fell on the floor, and I was like I had brought my knees up to my chest, and I was just laying on the floor like that because it would hurt so bad. So I got really bad cramps, and then my mom told me later on, when she knew I was pregnant and everything was kind of like okay, that we were getting along a little bit better, she told me that she noticed I was really sleepy, and I was sleeping a lot, but I didn't notice that myself. So I don't know if she was just making something up or if it was true, but she said I was sleeping a lot, so I'm guessing that's another symptom. And then I started throwing up a lot. Like I would brush, like after like 3 or 2 weeks of finding out, I started throwing up when I would brush my mouth, because like the toothbrush going in to like, it was when I would brush my tongue. When I would brush my teeth, nothing would happen, but when I would brush my tongue, I didn't even want to brush it so much, which I know sounds gross, but I hated brushing my teeth. But I couldn't go to school with my mouth smelling like that, so I had to do it. But yeah, I would brush it as quickly as I could, and I would just feel so bad. And sometimes I wouldn't be able to hold it in long enough, so I would throw up with like toothpaste all in my mouth, and it would just be disgusting. So every morning, well, mostly every morning, I would throw up, and I tried being like really quiet about it because I hid it for so long. And then I kept throwing up until I was like maybe 6.5 months. I stopped throwing up, but it's supposed to stop like in your 2nd trimester. So once you're like 3 months, it's supposed to stop, but mine didn't. And then my head would hurt all the time. Like after a month I was pregnant, that I found out, like after 4 weeks, my head started hurting nonstop. Like I would wake up with a headache, I would go all day with a headache, and then I would go to sleep with a headache. And it just really sucked because I didn't get a break. And sometimes I'd be able to like forget about it if I was doing something. Like if I was like talking to my friend, I would forget about the headache, but then I would stop talking or stop doing something, and it like I would remember that I had it, and it was really bad. But I had a headache for like a week and a half nonstop, which I think that was like a doctor issue. I think I should have gone to the doctor, but nobody knew I was pregnant. So I couldn't go to the doctor, obviously. And then I I didn't have to pee a lot until I was like 6.5 months. I had to pee all the time. But before that, I didn't. And then I think another thing that happened, okay, I forgot my other symptoms, but another thing that I remembered was that I would get really, really tired. Like, I would walk from one class to another and I'd be tired. And I would have to take the stairs, and I would like take the stairs so slowly that the people behind me would go around, and I could tell they were mad at me because I was taking so long. But I mean, what was I supposed to do? But yeah, like I would get really, really tired. And I didn't start showing until like right when school ended. I just stopped. Like, my parents already knew. My parents found out like a week before I was pregnant. I mean, a week before it was my 16th birthday. So that was April. And I think like when school ended, which is June 5th, Joan's birthday, I started showing because I stopped caring. Like, I didn't go to school anymore, so I was like, what's the point of hiding it if no one's gonna see me anymore? So I guess I kind of like let myself and let Levi grow, and I started showing. And then I got big when I was like 5 months. But yeah, like those are my symptoms. And I didn't have like a really hard pregnancy. Like, I think the throwing up was the worst part, because sometimes I throw up in the car, and this was before my mom knew I was pregnant. So I would throw up in the car and she'd just be like staring at me like, okay, weirdo. But yeah, I threw up all the time, and I would throw up in the morning most of the time. I would throw up in sometimes in the afternoon, not really. And then at night I would throw up. So yeah, so those are my symptoms. And request videos, because I literally have nothing to post videos about unless you guys tell me. But yeah, and my Kik is Lushaflor with an L, just like my YouTube name, Lushaflor. And tell me guys if I should like make a new YouTube, but like stop using this one and then make a new one with just my name, like Emily Ramos, because I don't know, like everyone's doing that. Like their YouTube name is like their actual name. So tell me if I should change my YouTube channel or not. And yeah, like request videos please, because I don't have anything to make videos about. And yeah.